Okay. In today's session, we'll discuss the common issues what we will face in the Citrix environment and like how to troubleshoot those. So these troubleshooting steps may be common for most of the issues, for other issues also. Like at the basic level, how to troubleshoot the Citrix issues, those all we'll discuss. So now one of the common problem like admins face is their desktops are showing in the unregistered state. Okay. So what is the problem with the unregistered state is if the resources are in the unregistered state, those desktops can't be delivered to the user. So we may have thousands of resources. Sometimes all resources may goes to unregistered state, or some resources are going to unregistered state. As a Citrix administrator, we should troubleshoot why those resources are going to unregistered state. Okay. So then here we are going to troubleshoot those unregistered state issues. The first one what we need to check is we need to verify the Citrix broker service on the controller. This broker service should be running, and on the VDA also, like virtual desktop virtual delivery agent also should be running. So we need to check whether those services have been running or not. Okay. So on the on the controller side, we need to check Citrix broker service has been running or not. Okay, on the VDA, that VDA service also we need to check. Then VDA need to register to controllers. Okay, so whether the VDA to controller communication is happening or not also, we need to check. Okay, so we need to check. Okay, so then that is also we need to confirm, and maybe a DNS resolution, forward lookup, reverse lookup is not happening between like controller and VDAs, or port numbers 80, 443 have been blocked, or we not provided the FQDN of the controllers, and FQDN to IP address resolutions are not happening. So this kind of basic networking related forward lookup, reverse lookup, firewall ports. So these also we need to troubleshoot. Okay, so even the firewall also like 8443, definitely we need to ping that and telnet also. Okay, from the VDA to controller, ping or telnet that over 80 or 443. With this, it will confirm if the telnet is responding, the firewall is not blocking the traffic. Then on the VDA, check the logs also. Even in the event viewer also, we need to check, and we'll get some error codes also. Those all we need to check that. Okay, so that's then very important root cause maybe if the VDA and the controller both are in the two different time zones, the communication is not going to happen for the Kerberos kind of authentication. Maximum like only 5 minutes of the duration is allowed. Okay, then make sure your VDS and the controllers have been like we don't have any time synchronization issues. Okay, so mostly in the real time, the servers can be synchronized with using an NTP server also. We need to confirm that the right time and the time zone we have between the VDA and controllers. If we don't have these also, then we are going to get unregistered issues. Then there is one registry setting also. That setting is called as list of DDCs. This registry name we need to remember. Okay, so in the list of DDCs, okay, so we need to get the list of which of the controllers we have. Okay, so that's maybe we have one registry setting, or in the Seagram, like in the virtual desktop agent, broker agent.exe.config file. In that file also confirm said that exact DDCs have been added or not. What is the meaning of DDC is desktop delivery controller. In Zen-desktop 4 and 5 we used to call as DDC, but now it's called as delivery controller. but still the the registry name is list of DDCs. So now here we have broker agent. In that broker agent configuration settings also, we need to confirm the list of DDCs have been added properly or not. Then sometimes we have configured everything fine, but we can change those controllers through policies also. Someone may be changed that through the policies, hence verify the resultant set of policies what we are going to get also. License issues sometimes may be affected, but with the license issue, it may not goes to unregistered issue. But SSL certificates also maybe we have wrongly configured SSL certificates also between the controller and VDA. Then Citrix desktop service on the agent side, Citrix desktop service. Okay, so we need to stop that, restart that also. Then finally, we have one Citrix having one troubleshooting solution called as Citrix Health Assistant. Okay, so we need to download this Citrix Health Assistant and we need to run both in the VDA and the controller. Then this will show you where exactly the problem also. Even in the first step itself, you can use Citrix Health Assistant tool in order to diagnose unregistered issues. Okay, so then we need to download the Citrix Health Assistant and mostly it need to run on the VDA. Then it will do the diagnostic test on behalf of us and it shows the report and we can verify that report and logs to identify the root cause. Okay, so these all the steps we need to perform and maybe wrong type of catalog selection also. That means it's a server class. You try to install multi-session OS for the single session OS or vice versa, or you have wrongly chosen remote PC access kind of catalog selection. Those also leading to unregistered issues because not identified the right image kind of things. So hence in the interview wise also, this is one of the mandatory question. Hence you need to able to explain minimum 8 to 10 steps how you are going to troubleshoot if you have any issues regarding the unregistered state. So the desktops are in unregistered state. After discussing MCS, there is one more unknown power state also. That is also one of the common interview question. We'll discuss unknown power state also later. Okay. So yeah, any doubts on this unregistered state? Any issue on this unregistered? So on the controller side, broker service. On the agent side, we need to check the Citrix desktop service. Okay, then like forward lookup, reverse lookup, ping, telnet, firewall ports, all these also we need to check. Then VDA logs and event viewer, what are the events we got? Okay, then delivery controller wise also logs we need to check. Any error codes also, time synchronization issues. Then one more issue is there, AD wise also that VDA have been not added properly to the domain or domain trust related issues have been lost. So that is also one of the common problem. Why we will get unregistered issues. Maybe that domain registration issues also may lead for unregistered issues. And someone applied the policies and modified those controllers also. Sometimes licensing kind of thing, SSL certificates, and restart the desktop service on the VDA. Then like a health assistant tool also we need to use. Okay, sure. Any doubts on this? Yeah, any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, then another common problem what we will get is very every day we may getting the issues like applications itself is not delivering. The scope is very high, but we would be getting very frequently why the applications are like maybe desktops, apps, files are not delivering to the users. Then we need to troubleshoot what exactly the problem is there. Okay, so then it starts from the L1 engineer will check the basic steps, then goes to L2, L3, even SMEs also will work on these issues because the scope is very high and we may get different issues. We are discussing like how to troubleshoot, like if the desktops or resources are not delivering to the users, how to troubleshoot. And one of the common problem maybe previously we discussed the unregistered state, right? Even in the unregistered state also, the desktops can't be delivered to the users. So even that is also one of the problem, like definitely we need to check those are in the unregistered state or not. Okay, but first from the L1 level we are going to troubleshoot. Okay, so whether that user have the authorization to check those applications or not, and any problem with the Citrix receiver, the right version of the receiver is there or not. Okay, then users have been configured the storefront URL or not, and maybe clear the cache or receiver. Maybe we need to clear the cache or reset the receiver or workspace. Okay, so these all like L1 guys will guide the customer. And we'll make sure on the client side we don't have any network related issues, receiver related issues, any user misconfiguration kind of issues. All these are going to be verified by the L1 kind of guys. Okay, then like maybe at L2 level, we need to check the studio level also. We are going to check whether the publish applications have been entitled properly to the users, user authorizations are proper and unregistered kind of state, and any session limits or maximum allowed sessions. Okay, so even from the delivery group also, we can check that maximum allowed sessions or any policies also we have. Then on the controller also, all the services, important services also are running fine or not. Mostly here also the broker service also is plays a vital role. Whether that broker service have been running, firewall ports also on the server side, VDA where we have installed on that VDA we need to check the 14942598 port numbers. It should be open, and users may have the license related also, like what is the status of the license, whether the license have been expired or grace period has been expired or overutilization is there. All this also we need to check. Okay, then like we need to ensure storefront wise also is no issues, because user is maybe getting the list of application icons, but user is not able to click the applications. Okay, so then we need to check the event logs also on the controller, storefront, VDAs, application logs, system logs also. So we need to check, and the Citrix policies also. Any restrictions, we need to run the policy modeling wizard or resultant set of policies. We need to identify what is the policies and VDA registration issues, firewall ports and those. And sometimes maybe load evaluators or load balancing policies also we need to check. Maybe those are blocking the application to prevent delivery of the resources. That is also we need to make sure load evaluators or load balancing in the, if you go to the Citrix policies, we have the load balancing or load evaluators in Zenap 6 and 6.5. We have explicitly load evaluators, but now those have been integrated with the Citrix policies itself. And make sure that application is working properly or not. And even on the VDA also, what is the path we have given of that application, connect to that through RDP and verify that application is opening or not. Because if the application is not opening on the VDA, then users also may not access that application. And any application crashes, application licensing, application resource utilizations, all these also we need to confirm. Then ICA file also, like what is ICA file we got, try to check the ICA file also. In that, what is the server port number, any misconfigurations are there in that launch.ica file also, we need to check. And sometimes app layering also, RDS licensing, Citrix licensing, application licensing, these also we need to make sure. Then even in the first step of the L1 and L2 level, and even the L3 engineers also will use the director. Previously we have in Zenap 6 and 6.5 edge side server, but now we are using Citrix director in order to monitor our CPU utilization, memory utilization, any database connectivity issues, and why that logons, like failed logins, details, disconnected sessions, all this information also we need to get that, whether it's particular to one user or more users also affecting, any infrastructure related changes have been happened, patches, missing the patches, receiver patches, application patches, those also we need to take care. Then certificates also may be one of the problem between like a storefront and a controller, and the handshake is happening properly between the ICA sessions also, we need to troubleshoot. So this is not a never-ending story. We'll add more also at the more deeper level. We need to tell some specific issues, that root cause, and what are the steps you have performed, and how we have resolved those issues. Because the end user may tell very simple thing, applications are not delivering, but we may have different reasons. Okay, so that's we need to prepare minimum 5 to 10 use cases why the desktops have been not delivered, and how we have troubleshooted at L2 and L3 level. Okay, so these all we should able to explain. Then one more problem is, user maybe keep on complaining, I'm not able to see the application icons. Some of the application icons, say suppose user entitlement is done for 10 applications, but user is telling he is able to view only 5 applications itself. Okay, so then on the studio confirm once, like whether those are catalogs are available, delivery groups are available, and those groups have been assigned properly or not, user sessions, session limits. So these all the things we need to confirm. Then application policies also, application visibility may be restricted. These kind of Citrix policies wise also we need to check, any restrictions have been there. Then user assignments or entitlements to the delivery group also we need to check and ensure that those resources have been assigned properly, and maybe any oversubscribed or more sessions have been connected like this. And storefront to controllers communication is happening properly or not, and provide the list of multiple controllers also. Storefront to controller communication has been happening properly or not. And on the storefront also, maybe users not configure the application filter settings, with this those application icons may be not visible to them. So these also we need to check. And whether the user, which of the groups he belongs, and that group permissions also, because while application publishing we may not given to the individual users, maybe to the groups also, that AD group memberships, and the group SIDs, that also we need to check those, whether those have been properly given or not. And maybe user wise also, that user tokens or SIDs have been corrupted or not able to get those details. Okay, so that means uh, sh- like a controller to AD communication, tokens, all these registered issues, trust relation issues, those also we need to check. Sometimes VDAs have been in the unregistered state, so that is also. Then storefront logs also we need to check, because storefront to controller communication also may be affected those. So then application categories, policies, user compatibility wise publishing those session based restrictions. So these policies also we need to verify. And directors also we need to check this on the director. And because ICA doesn't comes into this picture, because ICA, the application icon itself is not displayed. Then load evaluators and load balancing also, those settings also may be blocking. We need to check. This is if the icons are not coming, it's purely storefront to VDA, or maybe any tags we have restricting that, or s- database wise also maybe any corruptions are there. More load on the database also sometimes may cause these kind of issues, these kind of problems we are going to get with that kind of issues itself. So then like mostly another problem what we will be asking is like Citrix applications are delivering, but we have performance related issues. So we have the performance related issues. We need to identify if there is any performance bottlenecks. Mostly for the performance monitoring also, we are going to use the like a Citrix director in order to troubleshoot. So we need to check the CPU usage, memory usage, any session latency, ICA latency. Say I'll tell some of the important monitoring or metrics we need to monitor from the director every time. And we will have some uh, uh, range of numbers. Within that range itself, it should be there. Like in these, some of the metrics are CPU usage, memory usage, session latency, and ICA latency, and what are the logon duration. For in that also logon process, how much time it is taking for a profile to load, group policy or launch scripts need to run, brokering time. Say if the profile loading is taking more time, then we need to check like we need to check the user profile, what is the size of the profile, any profiles have been corrupted. So these kind of things we need to confirm on the login process. Or we need to use what are the group policies have been applied, and what is the group policy modeling wizard resultant set of policies what we are getting. And don't apply more policies, that resultant time will take more time. That group policies also we need to confirm if you have more policies have been applied, that's need to monitor that. And what is the brokering time, maybe our controller wise resources and CPU usage, memory usage, all these also we need to check. Then uh, one of the another very important metric we need to consider is a round trip time. Once user click on the application, it went to VDA. VDA need to deliver the resource again. This process is called as normally for the website will called as response time, but in the Citrix ICA that is called as round trip time. That round trip time also, like if it is high, users will face latency kind of issues. So these also we need to check what is the round trip time metrics also we need to check that. And on the server side also we need to check the like why applications are consuming more memory, more CPU usage also we need to check. And another important other than CPU memory is disk IO, IOPS related also. How many input and output operations are happening. These metrics also we need to check. More read write operations are happening on the disk also may be affecting, and which application is consuming that much read and memory read and write operations it is performing. So these things also we need to check. And memory wise, one more page file usage also on the disk, swap size, how much virtual memory have been used, say those things. And any storage, say always keep minimum 20 GB, at least 10 GB of the free disk. You have very less disk has been available in the C drive. Say these kind of storage related also things we need to check on the VDAs, and even on the controllers also. Then networking level also, like any network latency we have, even we need to communicate with the networking team also, and why we are getting a high round trip time. These also we need to analyze where exactly that we have the network drop down bottlenecks we have, where the bandwidth issues, whether we have the uh, up to date bandwidth. Then, like a user side, user profile, logon scripts, policies, then brokering all these will comes. So those when delivering the applications, if the user having heavy multimedia, what are the policies we have applied to manage those virtual channels? Which virtual channel is consuming more resources, and which type of content we are going to deliver? These kind of content wise also we may have sometimes the issues, especially when we are delivering a multimedia kind of delivery. So there we can set up bandwidth throttling, virtual channels wise also we can give the priorities, we can give the bandwidth restrictions in the policies. And ICA proxy, HDX, if the user is connecting from the NetScaler, these things we need to check. Definitely, for the performance or slow logon times, in the first 3 or 4 steps itself, we should able to tell like user profile related issues. What is the size of the profile? If the size of the profile is very high, definitely users will face more latency. Then how much time it is taking to load the profile, how much time it is taking to group policy processing, and if we have more logon scripts at the time of launching, then that logon scripts also will take more time to execute. Then users also will face the latency with that. So from the profiles, we need to check group policy management and optimize the logon scripts. Unnecessary scripts don't run. And if any of the user profile have been corrupted also, so definitely we need to clean those profiles. That corrupted profiles also may cause the problem. And application app layering, app v related, if you have the applications also included, those also. And definitely we need to optimize from the Citrix policies also. And the Citrix policies has given some of the templates also, which are the optimized settings we need to apply in order to improve the performance of our Citrix resources. That best practice policies we need to apply in order to improve the performance from the multimedia content, virtual channels wise, restricting unnecessary virtual channels, bandwidth bottlenecks, or we can set the bandwidth caps also we can keep. And don't apply unnecessary multiple policies. Okay, unnecessary policies better to delete because that resultant will take more time to process those policies. And unnecessary virtual channels like printers, all client printers, auto creations, those also will affect the performance. More virtual channels connecting at the starting will take more time to launch. So that kind of printing policies also maybe we need to check that. And if it is particular to one particular application, even we need to check that application logs, and application to database, any connectivities are there, and maybe memory leaks or CPU spikes, patching of that application has been missing. So these kind of things also, and any compatibility issues with that applications, with our OS, these things also may be the problem. Then your hypervisor also, you are using the hypervisor, Even continuously we need to monitor the hypervisor resource utilization, and what is the CPU memory on the hypervisor wise, like a disk uh, usage, and what is the connection between the storage and your SAN kind of device, and IO performance of the missions also, because that also affects our desktops. And load evaluators have been not configured properly, netscaler wise also, if the user's having the problem, these all the things we need to troubleshoot. Okay, so most of these problems, like these troubleshooting steps, are common for other issues also, but on top of this we need to identify another 20 to 30 kind of very specific kind of issues, and that's we should able to tell in the interview also. They don't ask 20 to 30, but we need to prepare 20 to 30 scenarios. Even a real time guy also would be getting frequently these kind of issues also if you work for 5 to 6 years. Those 20 to 30 issues we need to prepare a documentation, and whenever they ask, we need to tell these kind of issues we have faced in our job. Okay, so and unknown power status, MCS catalogs are not creating, or printing related, profile related, localization, or black screen, blue screen of death. So like this, we need to troubleshoot some important error codes. So these all we need to troubleshoot. Okay, say try to install Zen source. Why we have 1 second.